What's up guys, it's Cal, and this is the Mythic Dungeon Guide of Return to KARAZHAN. Let's get started. First, you'll come across the Opera event, where you'll face one of 3 bosses, depending on the week. This week it was Wicket, which is a reference to the 2003 musical Wicked. You face 2 bosses, Elphira and Galindra, who share health pools. There will be monkeyads around the room that constantly spawn. Kill them. There will be purple tornadoes that spawn under players' feet. It is very important to move out of these as soon as they spawn. Galindra will cast Magic Magnificent, which will deal near fatal damage if it hits you. To avoid this damage, you must run into one of the purple swirls before the cast is over, where you'll then be sent flying in the air. Also, the tank will get a radiant circle around his feet during the fight. No one should stand in this, and the tank should move out of it. And Beautiful Beast has something to do with killing 3 guys, dodging some fire, and getting fixated and some other stuff, and Westfall Story is like, yeah.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
At this point, if you have the fragments of the past quest, you can turn to your right and get the Opera Hall Soul Fragment. Before facing the Maiden of Virtue, you can turn to your left and get the Guest Chamber Soul Fragment. The second boss you'll come across is the Maiden of Virtue. The group should be spread out to avoid damage of Holy Bolt. Holy Shock is bad for the tank. Interrupt it every chance you get. A random member will get Sacred Ground on them. Run to the edge of the room to drop it, and it will leave behind a big holy circle. The boss will then cast Mass Repentance that CCs everyone for 30 seconds. Before she casts Mass Repentance, stand in the Sacred Ground for a split second to get a stack of it. The dot will then knock you out of Mass Repentance once it's cast. She then puts a Holy Bulwark on herself and casts Holy Wrath. If she casts Holy Wrath, everyone dies. Holy Wrath needs to be interrupted, but can't if she has Bulwark up. So as soon as she gets Bulwark, you need major DPS to take down the shield, and then interrupt her Holy Wrath. Rinse and repeat. Also, if you do end up wiping on this boss, you can go left from the entrance, and it's a shortcut to her. You can go straight here to the Servant Quarters Soul Fragment, or you can go to the right to Attumen. Also, something to note about these ads is that if you step on the white webbing on the ground, it spawns more spiders, and the spider should be tanked facing away from the ranged healer. Now for Attumen and Midnight. Every 30 seconds, Attumen will cast Intangible Presence on the party. It deals dot damage. One of the players will have the real version of this debuff. What I mean by that is that if the healer dispels someone who doesn't have the real version, they'll still keep that debuff and it hurts everyone in the party. So the party has to identify who has the real version. This is identifiable by ghostly presence looming over the player. Midnight will cast Mizera, which is a frontal AoE cone. Get out of that. Range DPS and heal should stay at max range to avoid damage of Mighty Stomp. Once Midnight reaches 50% health, Attumen hops off and you attack him. Attumen will cast Mortal Strike, which is a frontal cone. The tank will get hit by this. Watch out if you're a melee DPS. Attumen targets a random player with shared suffering. Everyone stack on the player to split the damage. And finally, Spectral Charge will occur. Dodge the spectral horses running around the room. After 25 seconds of this phase, Attumen will hop back on Midnight, who now has full health. Continue this cycle until Attumen dies. At this point, Midnight will enrage, dealing 100% more damage. For Moroes, have party members grab ghost traps on the side of the room and the room prior so you have at least 3 of them. There will be 4 adds plus Moroes. There's a total of 6 different adds the raid lockout will choose from, but you will only face 4 of them. The adds will have to die first before Moroes gets to 60% health, because at that point the adds can't be CC'd anymore. At the start of the fight, all the trappers will have to use their traps at the same time because this will engage the boss. You can kill them in any order as long as 3 of them are trapped. Lady Kira has a buff called Empowered Arms. This has to be interrupted. Lord Robin casts a whirling edge blade at a random player. Stay away from this. Baron Arave does an Iron Whirlwind that hurts any player near him. Stun him out of this. Lord Crispin casts Willbreaker that is a frontal AoE cone. Don't get hit by this. Baroness Dorothy does a mana drain that must be interrupted at all costs. And finally, Lady Katrina can heal Moroes, so you must interrupt that. Once the 4 adds are dead, you will fight Moroes. Moroes will use Garrett on random players. This is for the healer to watch out for. It does about 65,000 damage every second and lasts the whole fight. A DPS can get 2 stacks of this during the fight, which doubles the damage, using healing cooldowns accordingly to this. Moroes will cast Coat Check on the tank, reducing his armor. Healer must dispel this. And then once Moroes is dead, you can get the Banquet Hall Soul Fragment behind him. Now for the Curator. You'll want to clear the entire room of mobs because you'll be using the whole room for the fight. Start at the entrance of the room, he'll spawn volatile energy adds, kill them ASAP. Every 15 seconds, everyone in the party will have lightning circles under their feet that persist through the entire fight. So you'll start at the entrance and slowly move to the other end. A little bit after the Curator reaches 0 mana, he casts Evocation. He doesn't deal damage during this time and stays still, while also taking 100% extra damage. Rinse and repeat. You can then walk through the portal and it'll give you the Menagerie Soul Fragment. For the Shade of Medivh, interrupt every piercing missile you see and every frostbite. Inferno Bolt doesn't need to be interrupted, in fact in some cases it might be better not to interrupt it, which I'll explain in a minute. If you get Inferno Bolt on you, you'll have a ring around you. Don't stand near others. If he successfully casts Frostbite, a random party member will be iced. The only way to get them out is if someone who has Inferno Bolt on them stands near that person. When Medivh reaches full mana, he'll cycle between one of 3 ultimate abilities. If it's the arcane one, you just have to kill the arcane birds. If it's the ice one, everyone just has to continue moving. But if it's the fire one, which is called Flame Wreath, and is usually what wipes groups, it will surround 2 players with a fiery ring. If that player leaves that ring, or if any player enters it, it will wipe the group. On to the Mana Devourer. It will start with 0% mana but gain 5% every 3 seconds. There will also be energy voids around the room. 30 seconds into the fight, the Mana Devourer will release all of its mana, which will then slowly move back towards it. The idea is for players to intercept the mana so that it doesn't gain more mana. When the boss gets 100 mana, it will wipe the group, but whenever you intercept the mana, you will get a debuff that ticks 300k every 3 seconds, and it also increases the damage you do by 5%. You want to run over a stack or 2 of mana, and then quickly run into an energy void to knock off your stacks of unstable mana. Also throughout the fight, there will be arcane bombs that spawn. Don't stand in these. And now for the final boss, Viz'aduum. Phase 1, he'll face a random direction and cast Disintegrate. Move out from in front of him. A random player will get Chaotic Shadows, which deals ticking damage. This player needs to stand away from the group so the healer can dispel it. Once dispelled, or just when it falls off, it will emit orbs in every direction. No one should get hit by these orbs. Also, a random party member will get fixated by Fellbeam. Walk it away from the group as it lays green puddles to not stand in. He'll cast Burning Blast on the tank. Interrupt this. 30 seconds into phase 1, there will be green swirls around the room. Dodge these. Phase 1 will end once he reaches 66% health and summons a demonic portal. Enter the portal to go to the next platform. Phase 2, he'll use Disintegrate down the platform. Stand to the sides to avoid getting hit by this, but watch out for the Fell Lightning. All the same mechanics as before, except no Fell Beam. 2 players get hit by Chaotic Shadows, and it's on a smaller platform. You don't want both players with Chaotic Shadows running to the same location, so decide where they run. We didn't really have a good plan for this. Phase 2 ends when he reaches 33% health and summons another demonic portal. Enter it to go to another platform similar in size to the last. This time there will be ads on the platform. The tank needs to grab all these ads and someone has to interrupt the boss's stabilized rift to stop ads from spawning. Clear the ads down and then focus the boss. Same mechanics as phase 2, except 3 players are affected by Chaotic Shadows. The boss is dead. Once he reaches 0% health, bang bang pow kablamo, you've finished the dungeon, it's over finally. And that's it, guys. That's the entire Mythic Return to KARAZHAN guide. This took a long time to edit, but if you guys liked it, you can leave a like on this video. If it helped at all, hope it did. You can leave any tips or strategies in the comments below. I might do like a Nightbane video on how to summon Nightbane and kill him, her, whatever dragon it is. But yeah, guys, you can sub to the channel, like this video if it was useful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.